Hi everybody. Hello. It's Crafting Just Because with Chris Cowan. And I'm just getting set up so I could see comments. And then we should be good to go. Hopefully we don't have any issues. I was glad that my live was scheduled for today instead of yesterday because we're having extreme heat weather here. And the internet kept going on and off, and I was like, oh crud, that would have been bad. But we're good to go now, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. We are playing with the hand-pinned petals suite this week, so hopefully you've enjoyed the posts that I've been sharing. And it coordinates with these great dies that cut, out all the images. It's also got an outline image, which we're going to be using today, a scallop image, and then it cuts out the flowers individually. Love, love, love this. Now, I will be honest with you. When I first got this set, I was like, I don't know. Loved playing with it. I loved creating with it. The paper is gorgeous. I'm just in love with the new in colors, which it features a lot of the new in colors. So I think that's why. But today we're going to be making this fun little gift box. And what I put inside mine was I found some of these great Dove cream lotions. And I thought those would be cute to put inside. And I always like to gift people something little. So I'm going to lunch with a friend next week and I am going to be bringing this to her. So this is what we're making today. I love how it turned out. I know that the black probably seems like really stark, but I think it was a great contrast to this bag. So we're gonna make this exact project today. And what you're going to need are some pieces of cardstock here and designer series paper. Now, if you're new to watching me, when I share this video, it'll have links to my blog and it'll have all the measurements and directions posted there. So don't feel like you have to hurry up and write it down or cut while you're going or whatever. You are going to need a piece of cardstock that is 11 inches by 7.5 inches, and we're going to cut and score this together. Then you're going to need a mint macaron piece that is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then you're going to need some designer series paper, and we have a piece that is cut at 3.5 by 3 and a piece that is cut at 3 3/4 by 1 1/4. And then I also have some scraps here because we're going to do a little bit of die cutting, and we're also going to be using the double oval punch. So we're going to need those scraps for that. But first we need to work with this cardstock right here. So you're going to want to bring in your paper trimmer. Okay. And we want to make sure that our cardstock is cut at 7.5. And then it's already at 11. So we don't need to worry about that. Now on this 7.5 inch side, we want to score it at 1 1/4 inches. At 5 1/4 inches, and at 6 3/4 of an inch. Okay, then you're going to rotate it to the 11 inch side, and we want to score it at 4 inches, 5 1/4 inches, 9 1/4 inches, and 10.5 inches. Okay, now before we lift it off the mat, or the trimmer, sorry, I was lost for words. We're going to make another score line, but we're only going to go to that first score line. So we want it to be at 4 5/8, which is right there. Whoops. And I'm only going to score from that first score line up. And then we are going to take it down to 9 7/8. And we're going to do the same thing. We're only going to score to that first score line. Okay? So now we can get rid of our paper trimmer. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Now we're going to fold and burnish these score lines. But before we do that, I forgot. I need to do one other thing. I'm going to turn on a light and see if that helps. It kind of got a little dark in here. Okay, so where we have these partial score lines, we want to score down to make a triangle on that box to the intersecting score line. So I'm going to go ahead and match up my score lines like that, and I'm just going to take my bone folder and make a score line. And we're going to do the same thing in this one. And I'll show you why we're going to do this here. My score lines are kind of hard to see. There we go. Okay. So this is the part that we just made, these little angle triangles there. So now we're going to fold and burnish all those score lines. Okay, so those are done. I'm going to go the opposite way with the top piece, and then back the other way with that other piece. So kind of like that is how you're going to score that, okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to bring in your paper snips. Where's my paper snips? There they are. Okay, now with the 1/2 inch side on your right hand side, you are going to take and you're going to cut out that rectangle. And then I'm also going to cut and tab it on the angle there. Okay. And then you're going to tab there, and you're going to cut off these top 2 boxes as well. I like to take the bulk out of my project there. And then on these score lines down at the bottom, you're going to cut up them, and then on the squares, not on the rectangles, you're going to wedge to get rid of some of that bulkiness too. Okay, so that's what you're going to be left with. Let me make that more flat. That's how your cutting should look. Okay. Now we're going to set this aside for just a moment, and we're going to bring in our cut and emboss machine. And we want to cut out a couple pieces. So first off, I'm going to use you're going to need your number 1 board, your number 2 board, and then your 2 clear plates. And then you're going to use that mint macaron piece, which is going to go here like on the front of this. And we're going to do the scallop edge at the top. Okay. So I'm just going to lay that down, and we're going to cut that scallop edge on the top, making sure that we're even here. Let me make sure of that. and I cut it the wrong way because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Let's do that one more time and then we'll cut down our pattern paper. I can't believe I did that. Can't believe I did that. Oh well. That's the beauty of crafting, right? Sometimes we make mistakes and you just got to go back and do it again. Or you come up with a new look, whichever you prefer. There we go. That's right. Okay. Then we're going to take a piece of our pale papaya, and we are going to cut out the entirety of the big floral piece. And that's what our outline image is going to sit on. And then we have one more die cut to make, and that is the outline, which we're going to do in basic black. And I like to kind of cut, when I'm doing a detailed one, that at an angle. So I've got it placed in an angle, and it'll cut just like butter. Okay, so let me get rid of my cut and emboss machine so that we have a little bit of room here to play with our stuff, because we've done all of our die cutting. Okay. So now we just got to pop out the pieces. I just have a little pokey tool here by my desk that I use. We have the brush too that will take all of them out at once, like when you roll it over. I just happen to have this sitting right here. Almost done. Sorry guys. I should have just gotten the brush out. That would have been a little bit quicker. But I didn't want to get up from the craft area here. Okay, I think I have all, oh no, there's a few little pieces right there. Come on. Okay. So now we're going to work on assembly in just a moment here. We want to punch out a big scalloped pale papaya piece. Okay. And then I want the smaller oval in the basic white. And then I'm going to use the stamp set here to stamp thanks. And I love the writing on the thanks here. Where is it? There it is. Oh, I might need to punch a new papaya piece. I didn't see that it wasn't all the way punched. We want our project to look top-notch, don't we? Okay, so I'm using my black Memento ink. And I'm stamping thanks. Just like that. Let's punch out another pale papaya piece, since I kind of goofed up that one. What was I thinking? Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, let's put this little project together. So I'm going to put my thanks on dimensionals. And get that on my pale papaya piece. Okay. And then I'm going to adhere my outline piece to my pale papaya piece using my glue. My liquid multi-purpose glue. Sorry, I saw one little piece that wasn't poked out. Okay. I should be using the fine tip glue for this, but that's okay. Perfect, that looks beautiful. Okay, set that aside. Then we're gonna come in with our mint macaron piece, and we're gonna layer our designer series paper on it. And I am gonna have to trim a little bit off of it since I kind of goofed that up. You know what, Kathy? I didn't want the hand pinned set at first. I don't know why. I just didn't want it. And I love it now. Okay, I think we'll be good to go with that little cut that I just made. Yep. Oh, I kind of got it crooked. Yikes. What was I doing, Chris? Do you ever talk to yourself in the third person? I think I have a workaround on that, though. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this to the front of my box. I'm going to use, well, no, because that's going to look funny, I think. Let's see. I think I am going to use that little piece that I cut wrong. It'll make it more straight. Maybe. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue down my floral image. And you know what I might, no, okay, glue down that. And then we're going to glue down our other little piece of designer series paper. Right there. And then I'm going to add my sentiment. Okay. And then we're going to put this together. So I'm going to fold in my flap or my edge. I'm going to add glue. I'm going to fold this over. Goes perfect. Okay, then I'm going to put in my two sides and then the back. So let me put some glue on my two side pieces. Just like that. And then I'm going to put glue on the front piece. And I'm going to stick it on its bottom. And I'm going to run my bone folder down there just like that. And then we're going to just push in the sides. See how easily that pushed in? Okay. Now we want to measure in 1 inch on each side for our holes. And I'm going to use my big hole punch. Just like so, to make the holes. And then we're going to put in our little hand cream. Fits in there perfectly. And then we're going to use some soft, succulent in color ribbon. And I'm just going to pop that through. Pop that through. Got to make sure the back is nice and straight, and it is. And then I'm just going to tie my bow. And trim that off. And there are our cute little hand cream boxes. So really, it wasn't very hard. There was just a few steps there. You could, you know, make quite a few of them if you pre-die cut everything out, things like that. But yeah, overall, a pretty easy project. Thank you, Kathy. So I hope you guys... Oh, hi, Kathy. I just finished. Bummer. But you can watch my replay. Pretty simple project. There's little hand creams in here. But I appreciate you joining on today and watching. And I hope you guys have a great weekend if it's your weekend time, or a great rest of your week if it's still working time. Okay, you guys, until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.